All right, so we've got a little financial situation that we're comparing here. So we have someone taking out a loan of 20,000, and in this particular problem, they're called Peruvian soles or soles, but we can just call them dollars. Doesn't make a difference. And he has two options for how he's going to repay it, and we're going to compare those two options. So option A is 5 years, uh, interest rate of 12.8%, and it's compounded quarterly. And then option B is a 5-year loan. Okay, so that's staying the same. R percent, so we don't know the percent, compounded monthly, and it requires a 10% deposit. Interesting. The option A has no deposit. I'll just write that, try to get all the info there. And monthly payments of $400. All right, so what we're going to compare is what is the payment for option A, what's the total amount, and what's the total interest. Okay, and we're going to use the finance app on this. So I'm just going to make sure that I talk through and show you what the different pieces are to type in. So open up the finance app. Let's do option A first. So 5 years quarterly means 5 times 4. So you've got an end value of 20. The interest is 12.8%. The loan of 20,000 is a positive number because you received that money. The payment we don't know, so I'm going to skip it. The future value is 0 because you're going to pay it off. The P over Y and the C over Y should both be 4, like that. So your screen should look like this, and then I'm going to ask it to calculate the payment. So I go up and I highlight payment, alpha, enter, green button, solve. So let's put this in a different color. So we just solved for the payment, and the calculator says the payment is that much, 1369.29. So 1369.29. It kind of makes sense. You should always try to do a rough double check. You're going to make 20 payments, so each payment's going to be about $1,000. The reason it's more than $1,000 is because of the interest rate. When you're paying 12.8% interest, that's a significant amount. So that kind of makes sense. If I got a number that was like 3,000, I think that's wrong. If I got a number that was 300, I'd know that's wrong as well. So that's the payment. So for Carlos, who's the name of the character here, if he makes that many payments, then I can go back to my main screen and just go 1369.29 times 20. So that's his total that he pays. So that means that the total for option A is 27,385.80. And that means that the interest for option A is 7,385.80 because you take away the $20,000 loan that he received. Okay, so now let's go back and let's do option B. So option B, we still have 5 years, but my end's not 20 anymore. My end is not 20 because I'm monthly. So when I'm monthly, I do 5 times 12. It's going to be actually 60 payments. Interest rate, I don't know. Skipping it for now. PV 20,000. Actually, let's be careful here because of the deposit. A 10% deposit means if I do 10% of 20,000, that's going to be a $2,000 payment. And so that means that my PV is actually going to be 18,000. I got to pay that 10% deposit there. Okay. Um, I guess that's fine. Yeah, we'll interpret it that way. It could be that you had to pay 10% of the value of the car, and then the 20% is, or the $20,000 is what's left over. let me see here. $20,000, 10% deposit. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it like that because what I'll do is I'll say that then he's got $18,000 left to pay, and he's making payments of $400. Okay, so we'll run it like this. If we interpret it this way, what we don't know is what the R percent is. So if we run it that way, then the R percent comes out to be 11.96% in this calculation here. We can also figure out that if he's doing $400 payments times 60 payments, that he's making a total number of payments for option B of $24,000, with the interest for option B being $4,000. But you also have to incorporate the fact that you had to pay the $2,000 deposit up front. The other way you could have maybe thought of this is that the 10% deposit was separate from the $20,000 loan. That's a little bit more complicated of a situation. So I'm okay with you interpreting the 10% deposit as coming off of the $20,000 loan. If you didn't, though, basically, let me show you the other way of thinking about this situation is that you had a certain cost of the car, and then after you paid 10%, the remainder was uh, was $20,000. So you have X times 90% is going to give you $20,000. And so if you do 20,000 divided by 90%, that would mean this is the initial cost of the car. Now, I don't think that that's the right way to interpret it because then that car costs more than $20,000. So you couldn't really compare option A to option B that way. So I think that the way I compared it makes more sense. Um, so the total payment here for the 24,000 is a little bit misleading because I should add the $2,000 deposit. So, okay, long story short, option B, you end up paying less interest. You've got to pay more upfront. Option A, you end up paying more interest, but you don't have to pay as much up front. So you save about $1,000 overall in option B compared to option A. You save a couple $1,000s in interest, but the difference is whether or not you have that money when you buy the car or not. And that's a pretty realistic situation. A lot of times in life, you're given several different options for financing something. And if you can afford to pay more early, then you're going to save money over the lifetime of the loan. If you can put a bigger down payment on a house, you're going to have a lower mortgage payment. That's the same thing with the car. If you can make a deposit at the beginning, that's going to save you down the line. The question is, in real life, can you afford that initial payment? So there we go. That's it. A lot of fun with the finance app. Let me know if you have any questions.